Quick, like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds or you will never win another match of Fortnite. Don't risk it. Yo, what is going on, everybody? My name is Woods, back with a new video, and in today's video, guys, we're going to be going over how you can actually outplay your opponents if they're better than you by using some of these tips and advice I'm about to give to you in this video. Now, not only am I giving this out because someone requested it in my notification army from last video, which you guys can do if you want to see a new tip video in future that you want personalized to you. All you have to do is subscribe down below, put on post notifications, and as soon as I upload a video, click on it and comment what you want to see next video. But also, one of the main factors of why I'm uploading this is because the new season's about to come out and everyone has stopped caring about their arena points, and all of a sudden it's W keying an arena, and it's super frustrating. So I thought that you guys might want to know how you can actually counter or just generally outplay your opponents that are better than you perhaps. But yeah, guys, a quick channel basis, I make tip videos on Fortnite, and if you want to get better at Fortnite scrims, competitive, or just overall generally, make sure to subscribe and download, because I'm the best tip channel right now for Fortnite and helping you improve, and I'm super connected with my fan base as I'm always letting my notification army choose what they want to see in the next video. Also, if you want to be a better fan and help me out even more, use code WOODS in the item shop. Trust me, guys, it really helps me out. But anyways, we don't like to waste time on this channel, so let's hop straight into these tips. Alrighty, so we obviously got to start out with how to land and outplay your opponents when you land off spawn and things like that, because obviously it's always not that easy. So one of my best suggestions is honestly to look around while you're landing, you know, while you're landing down, have a look around where people are landing at, what houses they're in, and sort of how many people are in there. For example, the house next to me, I saw there was 2 people in it, so I know they'd be fine, so I had a little bit of time to loot my house so I could loot the whole thing. If not, I probably would have pushed them faster, but since there was only 2 people in there, I knew there would be a fight, so that would last longer. From here, to outplay the opponent, I quickly went up on high ground to get above him before he had a chance to get out. Now, this is what you also want to be doing off spawn. The best way to catch people off guard is by just looting your house barely and just getting above the other person on top of their house. Then you have the dominance and you can pretty much beat them most times. As you can see here, I heard this kid was under this thing and I went for the edit. However, immediately, if I edited that, he would have pumped me, so I didn't. Then I sprayed him and I followed him in this room. Now, I could have easily went for a spray here through this stair, but I didn't because I knew he would have pumped me, and I was kind of weak, so he could have always one-pumped me. This kid may have been better than me, so I was always looking to outplay him. For example, the best way to outplay him here was to pin to him and use these 2 natural covered windows to make him forced to go outside. And as soon as he left the building, I could go ahead and spray him, and it was a free kill. This is the next example of spawn where I went to go kill some people. They were fighting in a house, and I managed to push them before they would actually finish looting and things like that. I pushed this kid, managed to pump and get some nice things. I carried to hold out my pump though, because then I could go ahead and shoot him again if he went to edit it. If I was to pull out my pickaxe at any moment there, the best way he could have actually countered that was to then shoot me while I pulled out my pickaxe. So in those scenarios, when you know the person's only a one-shot, sometimes it's just better to keep out your gun and not switch to a pickaxe, and maybe even just shoot them through the wheels with your gun, so maybe even just pump the build. So this next tip I actually have for you guys is when you get to the mid game and you actually find yourself fighting someone, you also want to go ahead and get some sprays off before you go ahead and engage in them. For example, here I managed to get some nice sprays off on this kid and managed to actually get him low before fighting. However, I knew this kid was going to be aggressive and W-keyed me most likely, and probably better than me, as he was already trying to take my walls, as he had the grappler and things, so he was always trying to push me. If you run into one of these kids, the best thing to do is go ahead and keep boxing up. As you can see here, I just kept moving into new boxes and new boxes and new boxes until they eventually started to get sloppy with it. Eventually, he got sloppy and didn't care about taking my walls and just went to jump in my boxes. He was bored. As you can see there, I managed to flip the stair around, confuse him, and get him a nice pump off on him. So basically, if you guys want to outplay your opponent, the best way is to make them feel bored and sloppy with their movements. So just keep boxing up and boxing up until they eventually get bored, and then that's when you want to make a move. This next scenario here is to go ahead and actually try and make your opponents make the first move. No matter how long it takes, you want to go ahead and get the best first shot off on them, because most of the time you're not going to be better than them as we're looking to outplay them. So all you want to do is maybe even however scummy it is, if you have to wait there for a couple minutes before and let them move, it's always the better option to go ahead and get some nice free shots off on them. So as you can see, I waited a couple minutes before I could fight this kid off. Then he pushed me, and all the time, I never knew how good this kid was. He could be insane and could one-pump me at every single time, so I kept placing walls and things like that, and trying to play safe by staying up on the high ground. I noticed at this point that he was pretty good because he started to place stairs above me and try to trap me in a little bit. So that's where I re-engaged, I went up to the top, and just kind of took my time. As you can see here, this kid started to actually box me up, and I realized a play was about to happen from this kid. When you see a play forming by the other person, that is when you have to W-key them. No matter how bad you are, you're always going to have to push them when they start to make a play, because if they set it up right, then you're definitely dead 100% of the time. So you've got to prevent that from happening. Alright, so this next clip here, this kid was actually pushing me, and I managed to RPG him out and keep my high ground. I made sure to keep my high ground throughout this fight because I didn't know if he was going to be better than me or not. I use this nice little tip that you guys can pick up as well by RPGing to the side of their build and then shooting at them where you think they might be inside their box just as it explodes, and you can get a nice amount of shield blasted off them before actually going into the fight. Because obviously we're looking to outplay the opponent, we don't actually know how good they are, so any more damage we can deal is the best thing. However, I could afford to drop down and try and do some fancy edits because I had a grappler at the end of the day to get back up. Now obviously you always want to be making sure that you're at full shield, so make sure that you're always shielding up and don't go for a stupid W key. No matter how greedy you're feeling, don't go for that W key, always play it safe. Eventually I managed to find myself in a situation where I found the kid here, got a nice pump on him, and I thought I may as well just finish the fight at this point because I'd already hit him with a nice shot. So if you ever get a really nice shot and you're in their face, you may as well just go straight for it. If you're feeling bored at this point though, guys, trust me, there's going to be some more banger tips coming just up, so keep on watching this video, and I'm sure we'll be able to cover everyone's needs and help everyone be able to outplay their opponents, so just keep on watching, it really helps out the video. So moving on to this next step here, as you can see, we're going into the actual late game. And now I've realized there was a kid below me in all these builds, and now the best thing to do if you ever want to outplay someone late in a scrim is to flush them out of their spot. So if you have an RPG, minigun, AR, just spray them loads until they actually get flushed out of their spot and they eventually have to get moved and they're eventually exposed. As you can see here, I eventually exposed this kid and I managed to get some nice, I managed to hit a nice rocket on him and managed to get some nice sprays on him too. Once I knew he was weak, I still didn't go straight in for a W key and just jump straight into his box. I actually waited for him to make the edit and pumped him, because at any moment he could have actually turned around and one pump me, because you never know how good these people are you're out trying to outplay, so always be careful at the end of the day no matter how weak they are. As you can see here, I managed to get a nice another RPG on another kid. However, I was also still being very, quite wary of myself because there was another person he was fighting at the time, so that's why I placed a wall there. From here, once I knew he was super weak, I thought this kid was kind of scared, so I just wanted to, I had to push him with the shotgun, and it was a free kill at the end of the day there. Sometimes, even if you are trying to outplay the players, sometimes W keying is just the best way to actually put them under pressure and scare them off. So as you can see here, I was looting up, and this other kid was actually on me. So I went out for high ground because I didn't want to actually go ahead and fight him just yet because I wasn't ready. I hadn't got everything reloaded. Remember, if you're going to go ahead and outplay a kid, you're going to need every single gun, reloaded and your mats back up. So as soon as you get out of a fight, try and go for a reset to like reload all your guns and things like that. So make sure everything's good before you go for this next outplay. As you can see here, I was trying to take this kid's wall and actually managed to get his pyramid. Now, I was trying to cover him from the side, so in case he actually went out to the side, I was already thinking ahead. Now, this is another tip for you guys. If you ever go ahead and try and outplay someone, think what you would do in their situation. For me, I thought this kid might jump out to the side and place 2 pyramids above him, so in case he did, I could go ahead and edit down. He obviously expected this and went the other way, which is perfect, because that means I didn't really have to fight him here, and he was on the back foot. Once he was on the back foot, I could get some nice RPGs in and a nice couple of sprays, and he was already weak. However, guys, trust me, when it comes to outplaying people, you don't always need to kill everyone you see. As you can see there, I realized that zone was the better option for me in the arena match I was playing. Depending on what you're playing, obviously, arena, comp, whatever it is, you might not have needed to rotate for zone too much, but obviously in arena, you need to go for zone all the time. So here, I was actually put under a lot of pressure. Now, the best way to go ahead and heal up is make sure that you're always on high ground before you're actually healing. As you can see here, I was frantically trying to get up on high ground so I could heal up. But sometimes, honestly, if they know you're super weak and they keep on pushing you, most of the time you won't have time to actually med up. So sometimes you just have to fight them, even if it means you have to fight them on 20 HP. Sometimes it's the better play. Because as you can see here, I was on 20 HP this whole fight and then managed to catch him off guard while he was trying to mini up there. So as you can see, guys, sometimes it's the better option just to fight rather than going for high ground and miniing, because most of the time someone will actually go ahead and pump you and then you'll die. So the best way is to go out fighting rather than trying to mini. So as you can see for this next one here, I had to outplay my opponents and get to zone before them. So here I saw this kid was on high ground and I knew he was going to hold me, so I had to go ahead and RPG him fully out. So then when I go ahead and rotate, I'd be chilling so there'd be no one on high ground to kill me. Unfortunately, this was not the case and I was an idiot, and this was a really dumb mistake. I was shooting the person in front of me and that could have held me in storm. This is exactly what you do not want to do. I was not thinking at this point, and as you can see, I ended up dying for it. So basically, what I'm trying to say with this main point here is do not shoot at people that you need to rotate into zone where you need to rotate to. So if this kid was at the end of the zone where I need to move to, don't shoot him, because then he'll just start shooting you and holding you in zone, and that's a bad play. Alrighty guys, so that is the end of the video. I hope you did all enjoy today's video. If you did and you have made it here, then you've clearly enjoyed the video, so make sure you're dropping a like on today's video. It really helped me out. Also, make sure you are subscribing to the channel, because if you watched to the end of this video, you've obviously clearly enjoyed these tips. So make sure you subscribe with notifications and go down to the comments and go ahead and request what you want to see in the next video, and perhaps I'll make a video on it. If not, then make sure to join part of my notification army and go down in the comments as soon as a new video is posted, and then you have a better chance of being seen. Also, use code WOODS in the item shop. It really helps me out. But other than that, guys, I guess I will see you all in the next video. Peace.